Hello lovelies! In today's video, we're talking about 5 different lies that we've been told as women over 40 about what we can and cannot wear. This video idea came about for a few different reasons. First of all, I'm a boy mom, and one of the things that I've noticed as they're growing up is that we never have a conversation of they're too young to wear something. And that's not the same conversation that I'm seeing with some of my nieces and my friends who have girls. They're already talking about they're too young to wear that. It's so ironic that as women, when we're young, we hear that we're too young to wear certain things. Then we get older, and then guess what? We hear that we're too old to wear certain things. Men don't have that same situation. They're never really told they're too young to wear something or too old. I think that that's pretty mind-blowing. The second reason is I recently did a video on 7 trends that died in 2024. It was a great video for me because I got to know so many of you, and it felt really good to have conversations on the side, and I hope that you jump in at any point in time and let me know what you think about all of this. There was a few people that said that my hair was too long for my age, and now I'm familiar with this concept that after a certain age, women should have short hair, and obviously I don't subscribe to that idea. I just thought to myself, where does that come from and why is that? It was a great time to do this video because I also just turned 45, and I feel like there's something about being in your mid-40s where things feel just a little different, both in good and bad ways. On the bright side, I feel so much myself. I feel so comfortable in my skin and a renewed sense of boundaries that I never really had before. And I don't know if that's because I feel like, wow, I'm literally midlife right now, and you kind of feel like you don't have time to waste anymore on, nonsense. So maybe that has something to do with it. Of course, on the flip side, there's little things that you never really think are going to happen to you, like being self-conscious about your neck or, having perimenopausal symptoms, mood swings, and dealing with all of that stuff. I did a whole video on that whole situation. So if you're interested in being in perimenopause and some of the things that I've been doing to deal with it, make sure to check it out. And the other reason that I really wanted to do this video is because I've been a fitness instructor for the past 15 years and have trained thousands of women. I learned so much about the struggles that we carry and the burdens make us insecure, both younger than me and older than me. I got to learn a lot about what was coming my way, and I also got to heal a lot of things that I saw in younger women that I went through myself. So at this point in time, I think it's really important to talk about why is there so much disparity in the expectations we place on women when it comes to our appearance. But for now, we'll get started. So the first lie that we've been told as women over 40 that we can't wear anymore are shorts, short dresses, and short skirts. I think that is completely ridiculous because there's some women that I know in their 50s and 60s that have beautiful legs, and it would be a crime to cover them up. I'm not one of those people. My legs are not my best feature, and I have made peace with it. I have a whole video dedicated on how to help camouflage insecurity. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out because we all have an area that we would prefer to cover, whether it's arms, stomach, or legs. So it's right here for you. I'll pin it down below. There's just one woman that I follow on Instagram. Every time she goes on there, she's wearing a mini skirt, and I live to get inspired by the way that her legs look. How amazing that she's rocking these outfits with short skirts and shorts. And so it's very important to not think of, I can't wear shorts anymore because bam, I'm over 40. This is where the ABCs of styling come in, which is you're gonna accentuate your positives. So if for you that is your legs and you wanna wear shorts, then go for it. And B is balance. So if you are gonna be showing your legs, then you're gonna wanna think about outfit proportion and how you can balance out your outfit. And C is related to B because it's camouflaging. So in some instances, if you chose to show your legs in this example, then maybe it's because you don't like your arms that much, and so then therefore you would choose to camouflage your arms with either an oversized blazer, a balloon sleeve top, or even just long sleeves. Just a way to think about the overall methodology of getting dressed really at any age, but especially over 40, because you never want to hide something that is actually a positive for you. So I hope that if you are the lucky lady with the great legs, the great arms, the stomach, the hair, the neck, the ankles, show it off, regardless of how old you are. The other key thing too with short dresses in particular, especially going into fall and winter with tights and boots, and that's just like a no-brainer to me because tights I feel like are kind of quasi pants. But the other thing about the short dresses is that no matter how old you are, you don't want to make them super tight if they're short. because then you kind of have a whole other myriad of problems, including riding up and, having too much exposure. The second lie that we've been told about fashion over 40 is that we can't wear crop tops anymore. And I think this is absolute nonsense because hello, Carrie Bradshaw, still, even in her new series, and just like that, she's still wearing crop tops, and I think she might be 60. Let me know if you've watched her new series. It's nostalgic for me, but I don't like it as much as the first one. If you do want to wear a crop top, the key thing to remember is that you want to wear a high-waisted bottom, whether that is your jeans, the trousers, or your skirt, because that really helps cover up that trickier area for most of us that once you sit down or, even if you're walking around, you just maybe don't want it to be showing. The other way that you can kind of feel more comfortable as well is wearing something like this over. This is actually from H&M. It's from my latest haul, and it's still in stock, and it's a beautiful fall piece. But something like this that's cropped as well and goes down to your hip bone, that still covers you in case you kind of, get full after dinner and you want to cover up after all. That recently happened to me when I went to Madrid in May. I had a delicious dinner and I was wearing a very Carrie Bradshaw outfit with a big ruffled red skirt that I loved and a crop top, and I felt really good going into the restaurant. And afterwards I was like, gosh, I need to put my blazer back on because I ate really good. The third lie we've been told as women over 40 is that we can't wear high heels anymore. I think this is such nonsense. Now, high heels right now are not super trendy, like the Peggy Bundy, kind of like motorized walking, that the short steps that just look really awkward. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about heels. Again, I hate to use Carrie again, but like, if you can walk in high heels and you've developed the leg muscles, because that's really what it takes leg muscles, then why wouldn't you wear them if they make you happy and your feet can handle them? Because that's key. I know some young people, including some of my babysitters, that can't wear heels because they can't walk in them. Okay, so it's not an age thing, it's frankly an ability thing. And can you glide along the floor in heels and not look awkward and not look like you're about to fall down, because that doesn't make anybody comfortable and it takes away confidence from your overall vibe, and then that's kind of what ruins your outfit. Not because you're over 40 and the overall styling mistake of not making shoes an afterthought. Sometimes we get really married to like the really comfortable heels that work with everything, and then you're putting on these heels with basically any outfit that you have. I know that I'm guilty of that. And so if you are gonna have one of those heels, I would recommend that you make them a metallic. I have a pair by Inez that I have overworn because literally they just work with everything. They work with neutrals, with blacks, with black and white, with colors. So I think that if you are going to have that go-to pair of heels that you always can walk in, I recommend that you check them out. They are so comfortable, they're padded. I've like walked in cobblestone streets, I've spent all day in them, I've gone to events, weddings, dances. I'm in love. I have a 15% discount code as well in case you're interested. I love that they specialize in heels because right from the get-go that gave me confidence that they were gonna be great. Fourth lie we've been told is to not wear white jeans or leggings. And I think this is a very easy fix and you should not stop wearing them if leggings and white jeans fit into your lifestyle. I think leggings can actually look really chic with the right footwear, and if you wear, a hoodie with them and a little bomber, I think it's a really great errands outfit that you shouldn't think twice about. In both cases, if you have a very thin legging or a very thin white jean, then it's going to accentuate a lot of different things that I personally don't want accentuated. I don't want the lumps to show. I don't want people to be able to see my underwear. Having them be a little bit thicker can really help support and shape you. That is true of any age, in particular when you're older and you don't have as much elasticity in your skin in general. It's gonna really help the overall look of the outfit if you have a thicker white jean or legging. And now in the white jeans case, you also wanna make sure that they're not too tight because that can be so unflattering as well. And it's not that it can age you, but it just is a bad styling idea when it's kind of creasing everywhere. And I feel like white jeans tend to do this more than anything. Like they kind of end up poking you and digging into all of the areas that can be dug into much more than regular denim. So that's just something to watch out for as you style your white jeans and leggings. And the other lie that we've been told as women over 40 is that we should carry the weight of other people's judgment and expectations. And I think that it's a really great time, no matter how old you are, to let that go because you don't get that time back. It is so much harder today to be content with how you look because you can probably relate to this. I was a teenager in the 90s and I only had to compare myself to the people in my immediate circle and to models that I saw in glossy magazine pages. Now it's not only celebrities, models, still the magazine pages somewhat, my circle of friends, but now I get to compare myself to women all around the world of all ages. It's overwhelming. It's no surprise that many of us feel like we're never good enough because there's so much comparison. And plus, there's so much that we're not seeing, why people look or appear to look a certain way. We don't have the whole story. For example, we don't know how much plastic surgery they had. I mean, the case study, of course, that I always think to myself is Kylie Jenner. She's gorgeous. She was gorgeous even when she looked completely different. She's gorgeous now that she looks completely different as well. We don't know how much plastic surgery somebody has had. We don't know what filters they're using or, how much money they have to spend on their beauty routine. It's extremely hard to compare ourselves and be fair to ourselves while we are comparing without driving ourselves crazy. The biggest lesson that I have learned is that you don't get the time back. You don't get the time that you spent hating on your poor little body or hearing other people's opinions as well. It's very, very difficult. Putting on, horse shield and doing kind of whatever you want is the way to go. If you like this video, make sure to check out my How to Style Different Insecurities. I have seen and lived through a lot of them myself. And if you had fun with me today, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you really soon.